Hey parents, I hope that you're doing well. Our devotional tomorrow is going to be over Acts chapter 2, verses 42 through 47. Last week we looked at Acts chapter 2, verses 36 through 41. Peter had been preaching to those who were in Jerusalem at Pentecost. He had laid out through their scriptures, through reason, through facts, that Jesus was Lord and Messiah. And 3,000 people believed in Jesus that day. The passage we are using for our devotional tomorrow is how the disciples nurtured the faith of these new believers. And we're told in this passage that these new believers, they learned from those who were slightly ahead of them on their faith journey. They learned with others who were close to the same spot as they were on their faith journey. They did life together with those who believed the same things they believed, and they prayed for and they prayed with those that they did life together. We need to be doing these things to deepen our faith. We need to be learning from those who are slightly ahead of us on our faith journey. We need to be learning with those who have some of the same questions, who have some of the same struggles as we do, who are about on the same spot as we are on our faith journey. We need to do life with others, not just our spouse, not just our kids, but with other families, with those who are slightly ahead of us on their faith journey and those who are even slightly behind us on their faith journey, so that we can help those grow in faith as others help us grow in faith. And as we as adults, as parents, grow in our faith, we help our kids grow in their faith. And so parents, I encourage you to be intentional of daily putting your faith before you, learning, growing as an individual and as a family. I encourage you to take advantage of the resources we have available here at the church. Come by and pick up a devotional. Come by and pick up some of the prayer guides. Again, I can't recommend these enough. If those of you that have these Grow at Home books, take it out, dust it off, reread it. There's some really good stuff in here. Also, the Field Guide to Family Prayer. There's guides for prayers to pray before you eat together. There's a morning prayer, there's an evening prayer that gives you some scripture to read, some prayers to pray, ways to put your faith before you daily, and to deepen your faith together as individuals and as families. Use these resources, take advantage of them to grow deeper and closer together. This will be our last devotional that we do, weekly devotional that we do by video. Governor Abbott made an announcement yesterday, and we are working towards reopening our building and eventually being able to worship together in our building. It won't be this Sunday. This Sunday we'll continue to do Facebook Live until we can meet together. We'll do it on Facebook Live. We'll post it to our Facebook page later on Sundays. I'm meeting with our church leadership tomorrow to discuss what we need to do to be able to get back open for worship, as well as just on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking with other pastors within town, and they're talking with their leadership on what they're needing to do. We are trying to do this together so that we are the church, not just a bunch of churches doing different things. We want to do this together and support each other in reopening together, as well as growing in our faith together. Things are going to be different when we do get back, which is a good thing. There are things we need to change. There are things we need to do differently as a church, as families, as individuals. There are things we need to leave in the old normal as we begin to live into a new normalcy. And so I'm hoping after I meet with our leadership to be able to give you a timeline and give you some things that we're doing to be able to open back up. But until we are able to open back up, be in prayer for our church that as we make preparations to open back up, we do it in a way that we keep everyone safe, that we don't pass on any germs to anyone, that we don't unintentionally infect anyone as we are trying to to get back together, to fellowship, to pray with each other, pray for each other, to worship together. So pray for us that we are doing the right things, that we have wisdom from God to move forward, and eventually we'll get back together. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for participating online, for taking advantage of the resources we have, for taking time to spend with your family. So, again, I hope that we are able to get together soon, and we will, as soon as we have information to pass on, I will be doing that, and hopefully that's in the next day or so that you can begin making preparations for your family to rejoin our church family as we worship God together. Blessings, guys.